Alright, later, buddy. Alright, boys. We are loading in to the BORA Xfinity Series Season 1, race number 2 from Atlanta. I believe this is 82 laps from Atlanta. Caution's on relaxed. Should see a lot of green flag racing. Alright. They just went green as we get in. Pins leads them to the flag. You have Spikebuck on his outside. BBS Brennan, a cup driver, starting third, and then Swamp Fox, last week's winner, starting in fourth. Alright, sorry about that. As soon as we go live, people start walking around the apartment with collars jingling. Looks like BBS Brendan takes the lead. Very early on in the race, he started third. He took it, I believe, on lap number 3. Spikebuck now looking back to the inside of BBS Brendan. Pins trying to get that outside rolling. Oh, a little bit of contact. It looks like Young Colt might have made contact with Selected down near the inside wall. There's a major gap between the first pack and the second pack. The top 3 trying to break away. Pins riding around behind Spike. Swamp Fox, who obviously won Daytona last week, running 4th. Young Colt making his debut in the BORA Xfinity Series, running in 5th. It's only stage 1, but a pretty good start for that driver in his debut. Dangles looks like he's running in 6th. Selected just gets past Eli Bright, another driver in his BORA debut, as Pins, who ironically in his debut as well. I'm not going to keep repeating that, I promise. Getting past Spikebuck, and you got to quickly get back to the bottom line. The outside line isn't really a death sentence in turn 1 and 2, but the outside you do not want to be up there. Or in 3 and 4, excuse me. Spike playing defense now. He has Swamp looking all over him. Lieutenant Dangles to the inside of Young Colt. You can put a blanket over the top 4. 14 cars in this race. 3 cup drivers. Spikebuck clips the apron, shoots way up the track. That opens the door for Swamp Fox to take the final spot on the podium. Looks like Young Colt's dropping back. He loses a position or 2. Selected making a little bit of contact with him. One of the 3 cup drivers in the field. Swamp and Dangles running awfully low off turn number 4. They're interesting line. Take a look at the pack here. Maverick working his way up to this lead pack behind Young Colt. I can't tell what position this is for. Shortcut Cowboy battling with M-Bomb. Just inside the top 10. Doc Shock's right on his rear bumper, taking the outside in turn number 3. Nine cars up in this lead pack. So that battle with M-Bomb is for 10th position. Shortcut Cowboy looked real good in the practice races they did. Here he is running 11th here early on in stage number 1. Maverick, Cup guys are allowed 5 races in the Xfinity Series. Maverick making his 2nd start this season in race number 2, as he's now to the inside of Eli Bright. Young Colt trying to rock the outside in 3 and 4. It's an interesting strategy. We have a battle for the lead as Pins to the inside of Brennan. I think the 08 might hit the wall getting to number 1. He did. That opens the door for that 36. Pins is part of the BTBM crew with Swamp Fox, Doc Shocks, and Dangles. They finished 1-2 last week at Daytona. Swamp and Brennan making a little bit of contact. As now Pin has the biggest lead we've seen all race long. With this being Atlanta, tire wear is a key factor to remember. Brennan being an experienced Cup driver. Did he just drop back to save some tires maybe? Save for the run? Do you have to pit this stage? I'm not real sure how long this stage is. I see Swamp has 15 laps of fuel remaining. The race being 82 laps, you expect it to be about 21 laps for the first stage. So I expect they should be good. Can the tires last that long? Spikebook ran top 3 for the early portion of this run. He's now dropped back to 5th, selected making a climb. He is the highest running CMS driver. 9 laps to go in this stage, so fuel will not be an issue. Brennan now on the attack of Swamp Fox. Lieutenant Dangles, I think that is, up into the 4th position, trying to take 3rd away from Brennan. He will on the outside. How about that power move by the 74? He's squeezing the 08. Brennan's just too fast on the bottom, man. It's going to take a lot for that 74 to clear him. The 08 burn his tires up early on, or is he trying to save? 8 laps to go right now. Swamp Fox about half a second back from Pins, his teammate. That stage, winning the stage does nothing other than give you 5 points. There's no chase or playoffs in the Xfinity series. So, the top 5 do score points, but it does nothing for you long term other than just give you regular season points. Swamp comes into this race as your points leader. I'm sure he'd like that 1 extra point. Pin didn't run last week. Does Swamp just try giving it to him? I don't know. We shall see. 7 laps away from finding out. BTBM running 1, 2, 3 right now. A dream start for these guys. Is that Maverick working his way up into the top 5? It is in that 66 car. Maverick qualified 11th. So in the early portions, he has been the hard charger. Young Colt just outside the top 5. Maverick doesn't earn stage points, but if he does finish top 5, that takes up a spot. It doesn't just jump over him because he's in Cup. So Young Colt, if he wants to get that stage point, he's got to clear that 66. He's only got a couple more laps to do it. Lieutenant Dangles, who's now up to 4th, started this race in 9th. Young Colt started 5th. He's down to 6th. We have ourselves a battle for the lead, it appears. Ooh, Spikebuck making a pit stop. Is that a strategy call, I wonder? Did he burn up his tires? Pins under attack on both sides of Swamp and Brennan. Brennan maybe saving a little bit of rubber. He's making a hard charge out of here towards the end of the stage. Swamp Fox has been riding in the tire tracks of the 36 for the last few laps. The draft's so important. Looks like Brennan might have gave Swamp Fox a bump and run. I know Swamp ain't going to take too kindly to that. As there are 3.5 laps to go in this stage. And it's been all Pins out front. He got a little loose off turn 2, running the bottom. He's not giving the 08 a chance to peek underneath him. Brennan now looking to the outside. Dangles pitting. Coming to 3 laps to go. Or is it coming to 2 to go? I think it's 3 to go right here. Yeah, 3 laps to go. Pit road closes once the leaders get back to the line. So if anyone's going to pit, they had to do it now. I want to go check, but this is such a good battle for the lead. Brennan and Swamp make a little bit of contact. Swamp Fox taking 2nd place away. White flag is out. Or, I'm sorry, 2 laps to go. I'm dumb. 2 laps to go in the stage. I have to keep looking over at Swamp Stream to see what lap they're on. I don't know who all pit. Dangle is down below the apron. He's just coming out of pit road. Man, that battle for the lead is super close. White flag in the air. Brennan all over the back bump of that 74. If they keep at it, they're going to allow Maverick and young Colt to get up there and do something for them. Somehow Swamp was able to hold on to that second spot. Half a lap to go for Pins to get his first career stage win in the BORA Xfinity Series. Swamp under too much pressure from BBS to even do anything about it. He has a hard charge in 3 and 4. Can Swamp do something? Here comes the 08. He's going to the bottom. Side by side, and Pins gets it. And Brennan with a hard charge there. The top 5 officially goes Pins, Swamp Fox, Brennan, Maverick, and young Colt getting stage points. I assume everybody will pit. I know a couple guys did pit as the stage was ending, but tires are so important here. I bet their tires are already down to about 90%. Looking at Swamp's right front was at 3% there. So that last lap, anything could have happened. There's a 10 cars on the lead lap. I didn't do it down 2 laps. He must have pit there at the end and fell up down. Shortcut Cowboy down a lap, as well as Lieutenant Dangles. And I couldn't see who else. Spikebuck also down a lap. So it looks like Dangles will get the lucky dog. And I assume everybody else is going to go for the wave around. We're about 2 seconds away from finding out. Penn retains the lead as they come to the green. Eli Bright falling from 6th to 10th there on pit road. And we are underway. Pens leads them stage number 2. As this stage is 17 laps left. They have enough fuel to make it. Will the tires last? Maverick now up to the 4th position. Highest he's been all race after starting 11th. Oh, Pins puts it in the wall off turn number 2. Maverick thought about making it 3 wide. You've got selected up there as well. The 3 Cup drivers in the race are 3 wide. Ooh, Brennan using up the 36, man. Cup driver down here not afraid to use his bumper. Here comes young Colt. M-Bomb now making it 3 wide. Maverick falls from 4th to what looks like about 7th there. Brennan trying to get the outside of that 47. Oh, and we have a big wreck. Doc Shock's upside down. Eli Bright's in it. Doc Shock's is barrel rolling. That is a caution as well. That is the biggest wreck of the BORA season so far. And my goodness, I wish we can get another camera view of that. Absolutely terrible crash. Damn, I'm streaming in 360p again. I meant to fix that. I am so sorry, everybody. It looks like Pens might have clipped the apron, which started that crash. Starting next week, these Xfinity races will be streamed in 720p. I apologize. As you can imagine, basically everyone pits. It looks like everybody does pit except for Kenny B. He ran in the Daytona 500 last week. He didn't make the Xfinity race, but here he is leading with about, I don't know, did they run half a lap? No, they ran about a lap and a half old tires. So Kenny taking a chance on himself. Swamp Fox restarted 3rd. He's going to try making quick work of Kenny while he has the fresh rubber. First time selected's been up in the top 3. BBS Brennan has been a menace to these Xfinity guys all race, and he continues to be so. He peeks to the outside of selected. You have Maverick. Cup guys running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And Swamp Fox, your points later, holding them off. See those fresh tires, man. Not even 2 laps fresher. But Kenny already outside the top 5. Oh, and Dangles hard into the wall, down into Kenny. M-Bomb's in it. A hard hit for that 74 car. I don't know if that's going to be a caution. We will see. I don't think it is with relaxed cautions that we run at every track other than super speedways. Takes a little bit more than that to get a caution. Awfully unfortunate for Dangles. We switched back there just in time for that as well. Oh, selected up into the wall. Oh, it looks like Pin used up selected right up into Eli Bright. So Eli gets booted out of the top 5. Still Swamp Fox leading. I'm trying to see. I can't tell if Spike is a lap down or not. If he passes Young Colt here, I should be able to see. That doesn't help, though, because selected gets by him right at the same time. I want to say Spike is still a lap down. And Lieutenant Dangle is pitting to repair all that damage. You hate to see it. The closest Maverick's been up to the front all day. He's had to pass a lot of cars to get there. There's 8 laps to go in this stage. Brennan been a top 3 car all day, arguably the fastest, but the way the draft works here, man. As we've mentioned, as we've mentioned, Swamp is your points leader. He got 4 stage points a minute ago, and right now he's on pace to for sure get more stage points, but right now he's looking to get 5 more. So 9 of the possible 10. And only has 6.5 laps to go to do it. Maverick and Brennan hoping to battle out for the lead tomorrow night at Phoenix in the Cup Series race, which will be commentated by Spike Buck like last week, but with help from Doc Shocks to add maybe add a little bit of passion and excitement. Pin, who I guess maybe started that big wreck a minute ago by hitting the apron, he's now back up to 4th. And running out your top 5 is selected. I didn't do it pitting. He was 2 laps down earlier. He's going for strategy. You'd love to see it, I guess, but Brennan peeking to the outside of the 47. Is he going to go for the dive bomb? He's not. He's been liking that outside today. But as long as the 47 doesn't hit the apron, there's not much you can do up there in 3 and 4. Maverick to the inside of that 08. 5 laps to go right now. Young Colt barely missed out on a stage point earlier. And right now he's running 6th again as the stage is winding down. Brennan fully alongside that 47 through 3 and 4. BBS Brennan full on flexing right now as we go on board. He's side drafting the 47 an insane amount, but he's in the wall. And he's going to fall outside the top 3 there. That might actually make him fall outside the top 5. I don't know. Selected didn't really gain as much as I would have thought. Maverick did take the lead, though. Maverick trying to lead his first lap in BORA. Less than 5 laps remaining in stage number 2. This race going by very quickly. I do apologize for it being streamed in 360p. Penn is a serious contender to steal this second stage win. He gets past Swamp Fox. I believe they are coming to 2 laps to go. And Maverick leading out front in that number 66. He's a lap and a half to go. Eli Bright, I believe, working his way up into the final. Oh, no, he's in 6th. Swamp Fox in the wall hard off turn number 2. That gives BBS Brennan the 3rd spot. It really stinks for Swamp Fox because he's losing points to a Cup driver who's not even able to use those points later on down the line. He has another Cup driver right on his bumper. Eli Bright up to 6th. The white flag is out in stage number 2. Can Penn sweep the opening stages? It's what Marksman did in the Xfinity race last week at Daytona. Penn has the 08 down below him. Maverick blocks low, giving the 36 the high lane. We saw the 08 use it to his advantage earlier. As long as 66 doesn't hit the apron here, he should be alright. The 08's peeking underneath. Swamp's going to try to get 3rd away from Penn. They are teammates after all. And Maverick's going to hold on to win stage number 2. And it looks like Swamp Fox takes third right at the line, and a big wreck as Pin gets destroyed. So in the top five, only 2 Xfinity drivers managed to get stage points. Young Colt did actually get 5th in stage 1. I thought he had 6th, but so Spikebuck is a lap down. Dangles is 2 laps down. I didn't do it. It's 3 laps down. Not how the 10 car wants to start the season after a disappointing finish at Daytona last week. Looks like Spike will get the lucky dog here, so that's pretty important. Dangles, though, 2 laps down. I didn't do it. 3 laps down. You have to stay out if you're one of them. I assume they might have fallen another lap down by pitting late in the stage. So Maverick retains the lead for stage number 3. So we are green. Stage number 3, 40 laps. There's going to be a green flag pit stop here, unless there's a caution, obviously, but I assume they're going to pit regardless. So whoever can save the tires the best for this early portion. My money's on that 16 car selected. I've seen him do it many times. I think he's going to make tires last year. We haven't seen what he's capable of, and he checked up into turn number 3. That's what he does when he saves tires, man. Selected is a sneaky genius at it. You can put a blanket over the field. I didn't do it. Still multiple laps down. Kenny B to the inside. Doc Shocks. A little bit of contact. 70 or the 7 slid way up the track. Pins in 3rd. Eli Bright in the top 5. He's had a good car, it looked like. Haven't seen much of him today. Is that Shortcut Cowboy in the top 5? It is. He looked really good in the practice races. I don't know if he has a winning car, but a top 5 should definitely be on the table for that 11. BBS outside the top 5 for a moment there. Oh yeah, he is outside the top 5. First time all race we've been able to say that. I'm disappointed Spike's been running so bad. Spike Buck, the 98. He said he put a 4 on his preset setup, and it's eating his tires. His car's way too tight. You hate to see it. BBS using up the 11 as selected peaked underneath. Shortcut Cowboy got used and abused. On the last lap at Daytona, he was 3rd. Marksman Cup driver. Kind of tried to get underneath Swamp Fox for the lead in turn number 3 on the last lap. He hit that glitch on the apron. Shot up the track, caused a big one, and Eli putting someone in the wall. Maverick. Shortcut Cowboy got destroyed by Marksman as he swung back up the track. Goes from 3rd to 7th on the last lap. Lost out on 4 valuable points there. And right there, it looks like he kind of got moved up the track by another Cup driver in BBS Brennan. Brennan not here to make friends, apparently. Man, I keep switching over to the BORA stream, and I am so sorry that's in 360p. It looks terrible. My internet's good enough now to stream in whatever quality I want, and I just keep forgetting to raise it. So I do apologize about that. Swamp Fox leading, though. Lap 48 of 82 right here. Pins has definitely been the surprising driver of the race. I did not expect him to run so well in his debut. Selected up to 4th. A lot of drivers running the outside. Full on did not expect to see that. Maybe that helps the tire wear if you just let the car go where it wants and not try holding it on the bottom. I'm not really sure. Selected and pins to the inside of Brennan and Swamp. Swamp was able to throw the block. That kind of pushed Selected up high. And Young Colt in his debut to 4th. Oh, the 08's in the wall. The 1 and the 16 swerved to miss him. And he's going to fall well outside the top 5 off that one. BTBM continues running 1-2. Someone just joined the party. Now, if everyone in the party muted, that would have been awkward if he started talking there. So it looks like Pin and Swamp trying to run the bottom now. Young Colt trying to hold off Maverick and selected. Doc Shock's up into almost to the top 5 for the first time all day, and as soon as I say that, he gets yeeted to the back. Shortcut Cowboys top 5 area. Looks like he's a little bit of right front damage. He is pitting, and Dangles is around, and I didn't do it to around as well. I wonder if the 74 is trying to pit and spun it. He is having a tough day, man. A miserable day for Dangles. Can't be easy having 2 bad races in a row and having the same teammate pretty much dominate this race for the most part and win last week. M-Bomb, Spike, and Kenny not having the days I thought they would. Looks like Shortcut Cowboy speeds onto pit road. His teammate, I didn't do it's pitting for the 12th time of the day. Shortcut getting his penalty assessed. The CMS guys not having the day they want. Selected is up into the top 5, but as I say that, Selected gets almost sent to the wall by BBS Brendan. These guys will be racing each other tomorrow. Let's calm it down a little bit, boys. But per the case, all day, the Cup guys taking up 3 of the spots in the top 5 as Maverick kind of gets pushed down a little bit. Selected now looking the best he's looked all race. And it's been all Swamp Fox and Pins for the lead. That battle for third getting really intense right now. As there are 29 laps to go, this run has been going on for 11 laps. I couldn't word that the way I liked, or the way I wanted to. Lap 54 of 82. They are catching up to I didn't do it to put him another lap down. He has fresher tires though, so realistically they probably shouldn't be able to catch him, but I didn't do it. Not having the day he wants, I wouldn't be surprised if they do catch him. The top 2 pulling away with how hard the pack is battling. Pins and Swamp can theoretically just save tires right now. 3 wide for third. PBS Brennan nearly running the apron down the back. He has Doc Shocks pushing him. Doc finishing second last week at Daytona. Oh, and Doc Shocks is around, and was that selected as well? I think it was. On the front stretch, you hate to see it. Oh, it looks like the 16 bounced off the wall, and it's not a caution. That's a problem with relaxed cautions, man. Absolutely should have been one, but so right now in points, that's what I was pulling up as that wreck happened. You have Swamp Fox in the lead, Doc Shock's 1 point back, Dangles 4 points back, Spike Buck 4 points back, Shortcut Cowboy 5 points back, I didn't do it 11 points back, and M-Bomb 13 points back. A lot of drivers missed last week, so this is a good opportunity for some of these guys to gain some points, especially since Doc and Dangles just had a couple errors in succession. It looks like Pin peeked to the inside there. He didn't commit to the move. Man, that stream looks terrible. I am so sorry, guys. Swamp is close enough to get draft off. I didn't do it. His fresh tires, I don't understand how he's so slow. Maybe he's trying to let the leaders by. I don't know. He's in the wall. Hopefully that doesn't screw up the 47 or the 36. Might have held up the 36 a little bit. Not all of it you want to see. I apologize for that. Couple cars on pit road, Spike and M-Bomb. There's 24 to go, so they didn't even cut this third stage in half. We are going to watch. I didn't do it here to make sure nothing terrible happens. He's multiple laps down at this point, so just let people go. But racer's race, I guess. I thought there was a caution the way they were just driving. I'm curious to see if the 10's going to let the 08 by. He has fresher tires, so it's kind of hard to let him by at this point. He got a little loose, almost killing Maverick in the process. And I didn't do it, making things awfully interesting. Let's go back up to the battle for the lead as Pins is all over Swamp Fox. These guys should be on pit road in the next lap or two, I would imagine. Looking at Swamp, he has 6 laps of fuel coming to 5. His right sides are both at 12 and 13%, now 12 and 11%. So, there's not much more he can do at this pace. BBS Brennan not in their draft, but still close enough to pounce if one of them have an error. Swamp Fox on fresh tires, as well as M-Bomb. Pin and Swamp look to be pitting here. I would assume the way Swamp went down to the apron. Make sure you don't loop it getting onto pit road, boys. Black flags are on, so if you speed, that's not good. You don't want to throw away a good race by speeding. And I didn't do it. It's going to spin it onto pit road and absolutely sped in the process. Look like Kenny stays out. I don't know if he's already pit. We will find out. I can't even find him. There he is. So Kenny, I don't know if he's leading the race. I believe, I don't even know, I'll be honest. I've been lying to you. If Doc blows by him really quickly due to tires, we know Kenny is on old tires. So I believe Kenny is on old tires the way Doc blew past him. We will see if Shortcut can blow by him. Yeah, Kenny is your leader. Swamp Stream confirming that. Pins comes out ahead of Swamp off pit road. Is Kenny pitting right here? Don't loop it. Don't spin. Don't spin. Save it. Save it. You have a good strategy going. They're probably going to jump way far ahead of you. They were already ahead of you and you stayed out. But I like your strategy. Your tires will be fresher at the end. They are coming back now to unlap themselves. Pins, depending on how long Kenny's stop is, should take the lead. Unless Kenny goes for strategy. There's 19 laps to go. Some of these, they're still going to have safe tires a little bit, man. They're trying to make these tires go 24 laps. No, they're not. They're trying to make the tires go 21 laps. Or 22 laps. I know Spike and then pit on with 24 to go, and these guys pit with 22 to go. So, Kenny's still in his box. Pins is now your race leaders. Kenny, or here comes Kenny. I doubt he remains in the top 5. M-Bomb, though, after doing the undercut, is up to 4th position. Half a second back from BBS Brennan. So M-Bomb using some major strategy. Spike Buck, it looks like he's in about 6th. He is. As he's now passing M-Bomb for 5th as Maverick got by them both. Spike Buck up into the top 5. Eli Bright trying to take that spot away. Remember, the 9 and the 98 on older tires at this point. The 7 on fresher tires, but is there enough time for it to even matter? I like the strategy the 7 went on. You can't do what the leaders do if they're faster than you and expect to win. The 36 and the 47, arguably the best cars all day. The stage results might not show that, but they have been 1-2 for a large majority of this race. And now with about 15 and a half laps to go, Penn in position to secure his first win in BORA in his first start. I didn't do it back on pit road. One of those days, boys. And a pretty good size gap, just under 2 seconds back, is BBS Brennan in 3rd. He has no drafting help, as he's a second up on 4th. As Maverick and Young Colt back up into the top 5. Pretty much where they've been for majority of this race. 15 to go. Yeah, that 08, as long as the 36 and the 47 just wait until the last couple laps to battle it out, the 08 shouldn't catch them. I mean, once he gets in their draft, it's over. He's going to be up there. And he's been aggressive enough to move you. Now, you don't want to see a Cup driver go in there and move an Xfinity guy for the win, but it's a win, and these guys are racers, so I can't fault him for that. Yeah, right now, BBS Brennan only gained, now he lost it. He's exactly 1.7 back, and it stays about the same. Young Colt now up to 4th, past Maverick. Let's take a look through the pack. So right now, Eli Bright up into the top 5. Spike Buck trying to pass Maverick for 6th, the highest he's been all day pretty much. He was top 5 momentarily early on. Eli Bright in the top 5. M-Bomb running in 7th. Or 8th, excuse me. Looks like the top 2 are doing a very good job saving some tires. But, I mean, man, there's still 12 laps to go at Atlanta. Honestly, Penn and Swamp have it made when you think about it. They're not having a battle for position. They're just riding around 1-2. They're in the same party chat. They're communicating with each other. Brennan is pushing all out. Like, maybe he's trying to save tires a little bit to make a run. He is 1.5 back, so he's gained about 2/10. But then guys 4th on back, 2 of them are on 2 laps older tires, which at Atlanta is, might as well be 100. And they're battling it out for 4th. So they can't really save tires and battle. At this point, they know without a caution they likely aren't winning this race unless the 36 and the 47 wad it up. But even then, the 08's just going to take shine. So they're battling for what they can. Who's that coming out of the pits? Shortcut Cowboy. And, oh, man, is he going for strategy here? Oh, and Spike spins it getting onto pit road. A huge falter in strategy. Even if that strategy was to work by short pitting here, or just trying to mix it up, that spin, man, he's going to need a miracle. He has to be furious. I had to text old Spikey and tell him smooth, man. And it looks like Shortcut Cowboy had another speeding penalty, so not a good day for him. And looking at Swamp's tires, man, they still look pretty good. I'm sorry the commentary hasn't been amazing. I'm trying to see what's going on here in the Discord, and I'm trying to see what's going on for driver secrets. BBS Brennan only 1.2 back. He is gaining an insane amount, but he's using up his tires, so... I mean, Swamp going to the outside of pin there is probably not ideal. Swamp took away the leaderboard, so I can't tell the gap anymore. But man, Swamp and Pin have this perfect. This couldn't have worked out better. The last thing they want is a caution. So 6 laps remaining. And barring a caution, I do think the leaders saved their tires enough. Insane strategy calls for these two. It sucks that the stream quality is so bad that you really can't watch it. It looks like the 08 might have lost a bit of ground there. I really need him to open that leaderboard back up. 5 laps to go. Let's take a look back for this battle. Eli Bright now up to 4th, Maverick 5th, and Young Colt 6th. The 11 is a lap down with better tires. Hopefully he doesn't do anything to mess up the battle for the top 5, but selected on pit road. I thought he'd be able to save his tires enough, but that battle, he just couldn't. M-Bomb on really old tires, trying to make it count. And it looks like we have a battle for the lead as Swamp Fox takes the top spot from Pin. Did that help BBS Brennan at all, man? That battle, or that gap, still pretty far back. So we have 4 laps to go. Can Swamp sweep the opening 2 rounds of the Xfinity Series season? Pin all over that bumper. I wonder if Pin will give him a shot when it comes down to it. Teammates or not, you do what you got to do. There's lap traffic up ahead. Is also their teammate, Doc Shocks. So they're coming to 3 laps to go here to Atlanta. The 36 kind of losing a bit of gap. 3 laps to go. Swamp's tire light just now coming on, if that tells you anything, how well he saved tires. 22 laps. That's longer than the first run. Pin now making a charge down the back with Draft. Coming to 2 laps to go. Doc maybe going to let him go on the bottom. Looks like he is. Good move, Doc. Pin to the outside. Swamp throwing a block. 2 laps to go here in the BORA Xfinity Series. Excuse me. Pin now to the inside. Don't hit the apron. Looks like Swamp's going to let him go. Don't risk battling too long. Just do a crossover if you can. Your tires are still good enough to make a charge at it. Lap and a half to go. No lap traffic in sight either. White flag in the air this time by. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Pin to the outside. Oh, Swamp giving him a little tap to the bumper. Not enough to do anything. I think the gap's too big, man. I think Pin's got it unless he messes up. He is in the wall. He goes down to the inside to block. A very defensive line. That's going to halt his speed and entry. But as long as he doesn't hit the apron, I think he's got it. Swamp with a good run through 3 and 4. It doesn't matter. Pin off turn number 4 is going to win at Atlanta. And what a finish. BTBM with another 1-2 finish, and Swamp with an average finish of 1.5 in the Xfinity Series after 2 races. What a finish. Man, that was some good stuff. We will be getting Pin in for an interview here shortly. We'll let the race end. Unfortunately, we can't see the official results. Your top 5 does go. Pins with the win. Swamp Fox second. Then you have BBS Brennan, Eli Bright, and Maverick rounding out your top 5. Then you have Young Colt, Kenny B, who did get back up to 7th after that strategy call. M-Bomb 8th. And you have Doc Shocks 9th, 1 lap down. And Spike Buck 10th, 1 lap down. You know Spike's going to be furious. So, we will be right back to get an interview with Pin. Hey Spike, invite Pin. He's not on my friends list. And there you heard Spike Buck, very unhappy with his race. The top 10's not at all what he wanted. Hoping Pin joins soon. Alright, yeah, Pin is coming in. Looks like he is here now. Pin, be sure to mute everyone real quick. Yep. Alright. So a late race pass for the lead on your teammate Swamp. I thought he was going to get you there at the end. What'd you do to hold him off? I noticed off turn 2, you went all the way down to the apron with, I think, 2 laps, or even on the last lap. Was that on purpose? Did you hit the wall, or was that just a defense move? Well, I'd certainly say it worked. The second race in a row, we've had some fast Cup guys in here, and an Xfinity guy, more importantly, a BTBM guy, steals the win, and not only that, they get a 1-2 finish. So, what do y'all got going on over there to beat these Cup guys who we thought were going to steal the show? I'd say it worked pretty well. All right, well, congrats on the win. You get your first Xfinity win and your first Xfinity start. Pretty impressive stuff. And you got a stage win in there, too, so good points day. All right, well, don't want to take up too much of your time, so congrats on the win again, and we'll see you next week. All right, that was Pin. Now we're going to get your runner-up finisher, Swamp Fox, in here. Appears to be a weekly thing, interviewing Swamp. All right, Swamp's been sending the invite. All right, Swamp Fox, you got me? Man, so close to sweeping the first 2 races of the season. What was going through your mind there at the end of that race?
Yeah, Atlanta, you're trying to save a little bit of tire. At least I was there because I wasn't fully sure and I was watching it, but it turned out to be enough. And, I've raced with Penn for a while, teammates, and I was just trying to race him with respect. I gave up the bottom there going into 1 and 2, and I didn't want to chop his nose because I thought a team 1-2 finish there would have been better than messing me and him up. I think that was Brennan in 3rd, so.
Yeah, I saw in 1 and 2 you kind of backed off, gave him the spot, and I was expecting crossover, didn't happen. The second consecutive 1-2 finish for BTBM. What do you guys got going on over there, man?
Speed. I don't know. We're here for fun. We enjoy it. It's good. It's relaxing. So I definitely think being relaxed a little bit kind of helps. And obviously, I'd say we're probably pretty confident over there too with the runs we've had and all that kind of stuff.
Now, I know it's early. It's only been 2 races. Is it safe to say the championship runs through Swamp Fox? I mean, a win at Daytona, very good stage finishes today, a 2nd place, and you extended your points lead.
Well, it's racing. I don't think anything's ever safe to say. To say that I'll be disappointed without winning a championship, maybe, but we're only 2 races in. It's running through the back of the mind, but it's still so early and there's so many different tracks. Daytona is a track where it's, draft dependent. You don't have to do a whole lot there. Atlanta's kind of the same. It's kind of a mini plate track. Golden Knight was really just to try to stay out front, stay away from all the trouble back there, which happened. So I wouldn't say it's early. I wouldn't say championship runs through Swamp Fox, but it's definitely going through my head that, I hopefully should get there and should be the top dog, hopefully.
All right, pretty humble response. I like it. All right, congrats on the top 2 finish yet again. Don't want to take up too much of your time, but hope to see you next week with probably another, dominating performance.
Hope. Where are we at?
I'm actually not sure. I wish
Oh,
you wouldn't have asked me that.
Sorry. Well, you could just throw a track out there.
I could have. You're right. I can check real quick if you wanna. I'm already scrolling.
No. Oh, it's no worries.
We go to Richmond next week.
Short track. I love it.
All right.
We'll see what it brings.
All right. Well, good job, and I guess see you next week.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks, man.
All right. That was Swamp Fox, your runner-up finisher. Let's see if we can get Spikebook in, the league co-owner. He finished 10th. Not a great run. Let me warn him that we are coming. And this will be the last interview of the night. A very good Xfinity race. Strong start to the season. But yep, here we go. Alright, and we have Spikebuck. Man, nothing went right for you today, did it, bud? Yeah, I mentioned on stream that you'd ran a 4 on accident, and man, what were you aiming to run? A 5, 6? Man, that's tough. I, too, had high hopes for you today. Watching the practice races, you clearly had speed. You're a 3-time Cup winner last season. I happened to switch the camera on you as you spawned getting on a pit road, so just overdrive it, going for strategy, last minute call. What was that? Yeah. What was the racing like out there? I saw a really big crash. I saw Doc Shocks going flying over the catch fence almost. Were you involved in that? Man, well, not the race you wanted. I think you finished 10th. It's 2 races in a row, man. You were last place, or 10th place on the last lap. So hopefully next week at Richmond, one of your better tracks, you can do a little better. But until then, man, see you next week. All right, we're about to head to the final interview of the night, and we'll end it here. So this next interview is against BBS Brennan, the highest finishing Cup driver of the race, probably the most aggressive driver of the race. Let's get him in here. All right, Brendan, you got me? Oh, I had him muted apparently. All right, Brendan, you got me. All right, the highest finishing Cup driver in the field, probably the most aggressive driver throughout the race. I thought for sure this would have been your race, but you come up third. What were your thoughts on the evening?
It was a good race. I don't think that I had the best car, and I'll be honest with you, I feel like I was a little bit over aggressive. I had a fast car, and I probably put my car into places it probably didn't really fit, but I made it work. I want to apologize to anyone I hit in the field, especially the 16. And yeah, we kind of got held up by the 16, a little bit of the 66 too on that run before the green flag stopped. So I made up a lot of time going into the pits, and then those top two were just too fast. Good job to the 36 and 47 for what they were able to do tonight.
Yeah, well, ironically, the 16 and the 66 you'll be racing against tomorrow at Phoenix in the Cup Series, so hopefully there's no lingering feelings there. But I disagree. I think you probably had the fastest car of the race. You were the only person to use the outside in 3 and 4 and almost make it work. And Xfinity, that's pretty difficult. I expect to see you just as fast tomorrow, to be honest. But what are your thoughts on the way the Xfinity drivers handled themselves?
I think that they handled very, very well. To be honest, I didn't know any of them besides, like, Eli. I know Eli from past experiences, but I never knew any of them besides, like, the tryout race. And they all raced really well, really clean, and hopefully I can make a few more starts in the Xfinity Series and see what I got.
Well, you are allowed up to 4 more. So a strong third place in your BORA debut. I don't think you were in Daytona.
I did not.
So yeah, that was your BORA debut, and a strong third place finish. So congratulations. Don't want to take up too much of your time. Just wanted to get you in there and hear your thoughts.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was the interviews from the BORA Xfinity Series race. Next week, I promise the race will be streamed in higher quality than 360p. That was a user error, and it'll definitely be fixed for next week. Check out some of these interviews on Twitter throughout the week if you missed any of them. Congrats to Pin, congrats to Swamp Fox, congrats to BTBM, and thanks for watching.